people. It's very weird.
Was it like a good side and evil side, like that episode of Star Trek where Spock had a beard?
I don't know. It was just really weird. Like I could feel myself splitting into two people.
Huh.
It was just very trippy feeling.
So
And then
tell
I
us
woke
more.
up, and then I was like, "Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock." And then
PM.
drove down here.
That other half of you was the podcasting half.
Oh yeah,
Thinking,
what it was.
hey, we
time to
got
go.
we gotta leave.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Yeah, you were actually contemplating the duality of man
yeah.
in that dream.
I like
Yeah,
that.
the whole subject, object, all that shit.
Mhm.
The yin and the
Goes
yang.
deep,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So
Then there was some. What was it? Something about Nicki Minaj and Eminem
Yeah,
was in there too.
and
I
then
was
a
like,
gnome,
why?
and then a gnome molested
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was really, really bizarre.
Steve Barr.
Yes, good. I was kind of having a freak out over here. I got a text from Kegel. He couldn't hear audio. I screwed something up apparently, but it's good now.
Good now.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
Shit.
we can hear it.
Yeah, yeah. It's where I switched inputs. Blah blah blah. Nobody cares.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving right along.
Steve-O, you've been getting back into wassailing season. How's that been going? Anything interesting happened?
Well, I did have a good night last Friday. Just some bros, standing there, and some bros came walking by. I shouted out at them, and we hung out and just shot the shit. If I remember right, of course, I was pretty drunk, but they were real good and racist and like
good.
redneck racist. Yeah. It was one of those where you got to hold your cards close to your chest, or however the saying goes, and just nod along. Yep. It was it was good. It was a good night. It's still nothing crazy. Sorry guys, I'm trying.
You need to keep a spare MAGA hat in your back pocket just in case.
Yeah.
Have you considered going down in a dress?
Well, okay, here. So a couple nights ago,
You considered.
I decided to go virtual wassailing instead because I've got the Oculus now, so I have VR chat. And for anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's essentially chat rooms, but they're virtual rooms that you can walk around in, and it's populated by random people, and everybody's just kind of stuck in there. And as you get close to people, you can hear them speaking, so you can kind of approach a group of people that are talking, and you can talk along. It's a chat room, but everyone has like some goofy avatar, or some anime chick, or mine is like a cartoon fox. You could be Pac-Man, there's all kinds of shit out there. And you wander around and you drink, for me, it's virtual wassailing. So, you get nice and drunk and wander around this virtual world and just talk to random people.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so creepy.
It's
It's so funny. Go ahead. Sorry,
Is that the one with the knuckles?
yes. Do you know the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. You run into some of those guys periodically. But yeah, not that much. That's kind of gone the way of the dodo. But so I was on there. I was by myself. Brad was doing something else. So I'm just cruising around, just talking to people. And this person, their avatar was this like kind of anime looking white glowing fox type thing. Not like my fox. My fox is fucking chill, bro. If you saw my fox, you'd be like, man, that's a chill fucking fox right there, man. But this one was like, I don't know, something that you'd see in anime.
Have 9 tails.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it had a bunch of tails.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so we're shooting the shit, wandering around, talking to people, various, he goes his way, I go mine. We come back, hey, what's going on? Oh, cool. You want to go to this other room? Sure. So you can teleport to other rooms together and whatnot. So, getting drunker and talking. He starts talking with an accent, and I'm like, and I was like, well, I don't know. I thought maybe like Middle Eastern or something, but I was like, wait a minute, did you just start talking with an accent? And he's like, no, it has been talking like this the whole time, and, and I'm like, I was like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from America. And I'm like, no, you're not. I was like, get the hell out of here. You're fucking with me. And he's like, no, it's true. I'm from America. And I'm like,
Down some fucked up rabbit hole.
Some kind of Borat guy.
Yeah, he's fucking with you.
You know what was funny is Steve-O was telling us, he was all excited, and his affect was, and all these people, and I get the benefit of closely seeing the eyes of the people in this room, where Nathan was at the narrowing of the eyes and going, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Oh no, we've already talked about this.
Yeah.
I tried to find this on Mac, but it's not available. I'm down doing this, but you
that's
can't.
creepy shit, man.
No, I think
That's
it'd be
cool.
worth telling some funny stories on this shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of funny shit happens on there. So anyway, he's like, come over here, come over here to this, because you can walk away from groups of people where they can't hear you. So we walked away, and he explains to me how when he was really young, he had a speech impediment, and then he had some procedure done, and ever since he's had this accent.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. He's like, oh yes, it's true. And I'm like, okay, fine. I can't argue with you. I know nothing more than what your VR chat screen name is. And so we get back to it, and I'm probably on there, I don't know, another couple hours, and I wish I could remember what it was that he said, but it was along the lines of a story I've told before. He said he made some sort of a pass at me. What? Say it again?
Trying to give you a virtual blowjob.
I think so. because by the time I jumped off, I was pretty drunk. I mean, I was having a great time just putting back the beers. But he said something that I was just like, fuck, I've been had. Because on VR chat, they have these things called furries. And we usually, most of us know what furries are. They're people that dress up in, like, as animals or in mascot outfits or whatever, and then they fuck. But like in VR, I guess it's kind of the same thing, because they are dressing up as an animal. It doesn't have to be an animal, but in this case it is.
You honestly,
You
I can
got
tell you right
virtual
now,
rates?
you made a mistake picking a fox avatar, because that is straight up, that's furry avenue.
Yeah.
Especially a fox
This
or a
fox
wolf.
is chill though.
See, I'm learning, because I brought it up to
Yeah.
well, I brought it up to Brad last night, and I was like, yeah, I think I found a furry last night. And he was like, was it a fox? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they're all furries.
You have labeled yourself as that. You have to change it, man.
I don't know, man. People
Got a
say
little
it fits me.
pocket with arms and legs, so.
People say it fits me, though.
Well, something in common with both of those stories of you getting propositioned while wassailing, there is one thing that they have in common, and that is that both of those dudes invited you to go somewhere else to continue doing what you ever get
It's
that
part of the move.
that again, just say no and just walk away at that point.
Well, it wasn't at that point, because he asked me to walk away with him to explain the speech impediment thing, and then we went back to doing whatever the fuck we were doing. And somewhere in there, and he probably didn't actually get an impression from me. It's apparently just what they do. They try to buddy up with somebody, and you accumulate enough time with them, and then you, I guess, hit on them or something. And I feel like it is an anticlimactic story, because I can't remember what he said to me when I was just like, no, dude, no, back the fuck off. I'm done talking to you, and just immediately signed off and unfriended him. Of course I had friended him, because I'm fucking naive, all right? I'm like friendly, I like treat these people online like they're real people, like we're having a great time and talking about real shit, and then they're just like, can I suck your dick?
So he said something creepy enough for you to go, no, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Wish we knew what that was.
Yeah.
And you don't remember.
Well, I remember going to bed being worried that he was gonna like get some personal information. So he might have been talking about trying to meet up in real life or something. Like I said, I just can't remember. It was clear and present danger at the time, but.
Dave, let me ask you, Dave 70. We still haven't introduced you, and I haven't forgot. We're going to introduce you right now.
Okay.
And let me ask you, if you happen to accidentally identify as a furry as Steve-O did
I'm
online.
not sure I know what a furry is. I'm just telling you, honestly. What? I don't. What is a furry?
We've
don't know
talked
what it-
about.
We've
Okay,
talked about it
you
numerous
remember-
times.
Okay, so
That's
furries-
what we call them. That?
No, they're okay. They're a little bit different now.
Furries, they
So
wear
Therians-
mascot outfits. Like,
Yeah, Therians, they believe their soul is a wolf, right?
Okay.
A furry is someone that just really loves soft, fuzzy things and wants to wear a like dog or
No.
fox suit.
That's not completely true.
But there is a difference between Therians and furries.
I know a guy that was a furry. I worked with him a long time ago at Chick-fil-A. He dressed up as the cow when he was a teenager, and then later I found out he was a furry. And he has this wolf costume, and he has a whole alter ego, and that is who he believes he is.
Yeah, but the furries actually have. It's usually a cartoon kind of.
Yeah, and it's like mascot type outfits, like big heads and like big hands and stuff, right? Silly looking stuff, right?
They take it to that level. It's a little bit different.
Oh.
They, in that sense,
they have orgies in these outfits.
Yeah, I think I saw.
Dave, if you were going to be a furry, what would it be? Tell me right now. What's your fursona?
I want to say.
White wolf. The white wolf.
I kind of like the raccoon, man.
A raccoon? You like the raccoon?
Raccoon. I like being some patula, you know.
Yeah.
That's
You're
good.
sneaky like that.
Polecat.
How are you
Be a
doing?
Polecat.
Polecat.
Polecat. How are you doing, Dave? What's going on in the chat?
Well, we got Steve or Kegel was talking about there's a lot of racism on the VR chat, and Tiff was saying you should just run with it.
With the fox.
With the furry thing? No, I have been asked if I was a furry.
You're gonna break hearts, man.
It's just like my nude air guitar ad on Craigslist. I broke hearts and I didn't mean to, and it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to do it. Well, and actually, like, me and Brad have talked about it. Like, he likes going on there and just acting a fool and maybe, doing the character thing, which we've kind of fucked around with, like just getting an avatar and playing a character. But honestly, like, my thing about what attracts me to it is the prospect of getting into some really cool conversations with people that are from all walks of life, all over the world, I mean, you've got to be of a certain walk of life, I guess, because you have to have a computer. But, people with opinions and, perspectives from around the world, having real conversations, not the character side, which can be fun, but I'm into it for meeting people.
Yeah, it's not the theater as much as just talking. And having an interesting conversation.
And it's cool because if you've got the VR, then you also have the hand controls. So people you can actually use body language, when you're talking to somebody. If you talk with your hands, that will definitely come across in VR chat. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'd love to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll tie this in. Patrick has a story.
Oh yeah,
that I've seen. I had already seen this news story on this about this guy that lives as a dog. When he's not at work, he lives as a dog.
Very creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the link I sent you has the video on it.
We at least need.
I don't have anything from you. Let me refresh.
From like a month ago.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. I've got him down here.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But it's very creepy. I think there's a video on it you kind of see him. This suit is weird.
Yeah, he's not so much as a furry, he's more of a...
Would you say Therian or?
Yeah, it's like, like these people that have the fetish to live like a baby.
Yeah.
Like they just want to be in diapers all the time and shit themselves and have somebody clean it.
Yeah.
This guy's the dog version of that. Like he has his own little cage.
Comes home, puts it on.
He puts on this fucking rubber suit. Look at this creepy motherfucker.
If you can go into the picture there.
I'm gonna zoom in on it.
What?
Look at this. Look at
I gotta
this.
slide chat away
Oh
so
my
I can
God.
see this.
Like this outfit is legit. He's got the harness. He's got the fucking collar.
Hey,
Claw hands.
at least he chose Dalmatian, man. Dalmatians are good dogs.
They're all right.
Yeah, and what's weird about this too, like his owner was like his ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
but now they're like the best of friends apparently.
She takes him out, walks him.
Yeah, I think there's like a little. There may be a clip like further down or something like that.
Oh wait, oh here they are together. Oh, she looks like she's having a great time.
Wow, she is happy.
Yeah,
She loves it.
He takes care of him. She's got to play with him, take him outside.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there is a video, like some news outlet did a thing on him, and he's talking about it, and he's like getting ready. He's like covered himself in talcum powder, and then putting on this rubber suit, and he's like really proud of his mask. It's
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there's not a video. I don't see one.
yeah, he has two, like, so where he can actually breathe through the nose holes. He'll have tubes that go actually into his nostrils, really tight, and then he can breathe through the nose and feel like a real
boy.
Yeah.
But that's like when he's not working, that's what he does. He just frolics around, and he has a huge cage that he just like lays down in. And
He's apparently into spandex too, because that shit looks real tight.
Oh yeah, that's like latex shit. So
Yeah, latex, not spandex.
I like dogs a lot, but I don't like this man.
he's a dog.
I wish you would have just said that and stopped. Said, I really like dogs. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't stop it where you wanted me to.
But, yeah, I just thought that was rather weird and interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right.
And do you have the other link?
Yes, it
It
is.
should just be a video. And
Is it the air sex thing?
yeah. So this next one is they do like air guitar competition. Turn that down a bit.
Yeah, sorry everybody listening. There. Try to just give it a little bit of volume.
Yeah. No.
Oh wait, you want to see it too?
So this is called championships. Like air guitar.
Like she's
Been going on for 10 years.
The 10th annual Air Sex Championship.
No. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, this is it right here.
What? Ah!
he's got a Coke can dick. Is what he's saying.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's
yeah.
the pizza guy.
Storyline as well. It's
So for those just listening, we're
Yeah.
basically seeing a lot of people suck some huge
Yeah.
up the
Or
We lost a ton of viewers.
I don't
Now
blame
with
you.
this air
I really
sex
don't.
stuff, I don't know. Is this almost got
10 years. Been going on for years.
A decade. How long is it going on?
Oh, it's got 5 more seconds here. I'll let you see full screen in 5 seconds.
Man.
1. It's
Yeah.
over.
How can that be?
They do air guitar shows.
And
air
why
bands.
is deer slapping not a sport?
We can make it that. If that's been lasting for 10 years, we can make
Yeah,
deer
we could definitely do deer slapping.
That's
So Bekah, how do you feel about this sport?
It makes me super uncomfortable.
Yeah. Didn't
You couldn't see getting real
No.
drunk.
To me.
You could
I told you I had confidence.
Hey, confidence. We talked about this last
we
week
were in
after
the
the
whole
show.
Yeah, everybody was still in the room.
Okay, it was not anything like that. It was not quite that bad. I went to a Halloween night showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and all those people are fucking freaks. All the people that go watch that, they bring their little rubber hot dogs, and all their props, and there's all kinds of times in the movie where you're
supposed to throw shit,
throw popcorn and whatever else. Then all these people have on the outfits of all the characters, and I'm just there because it was a thing to do, and my friends were doing it on Halloween. And at one point before they played it, they said, okay, we need volunteers. And me and this other girl were like, yeah, let's do it. And then they tell us when we get on stage what it is, and it is whoever you went up with is your partner, and you have to do like an air sex scene with this person on the stage. We'll turn the lights off, you get in position, and then we'll turn the lights on, and you do it. And then everybody in the audience judged whoever did the best. And
so basically dry humping.
Yeah, basically. And it was very super uncomfortable.
God.
Did you win?
No. I didn't.
No.
Did you participate?
I did.
Whoa!
That's
I was already on the stage.
I mean, I guess that's why you stick to karaoke then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't turn that into a pastime.
Turn out all the lights and play Who's in My Mouth.
Was that something the guy said to you on?
That's a Dane Cook bit. Old Dane Cook. Yeah, it is. Yeah, he said, "Let's just turn out all the lights and play Who's in My Mouth."
Everybody just felt so ashamed for laughing at that.
No, man, it's not that Dane Cook, everybody hates him so much because he is kind of funny sometimes.
He's totally funny. I mean, well, I don't know about now, but I mean, his first 2 albums were great.
And now, because everybody just knows he's a douche, they can't laugh at anything he says,
Why is
even
he a
if it is
douche?
funny.
Yeah, I don't even know that he's a douche. I think it's just he caught a lot of flack because he rose very quickly and then started getting movies and shit. And he wasn't a good actor, I don't think.
Awful.
Yeah, he was a bad actor, but he got a lot of shit. I mean, he was like the rock star of comedy there for a while. And then the poor guy's what was it? His brother embezzled a bunch of money. Like he let his brother be his manager and embezzled millions of dollars from him.
No, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, so he had to like take his brother to court and put him in jail. I think he put him in jail. I mean, probably could Google it and find out, but I don't want to read it. Poor little fella.
Poor fella. I'm gonna talk about another serious topic, but before that, at the beginning of that,
Tiffany was adding. She said his dad died, and he got super depressed and dark. Dane Cook.
Dan Cook. That's
Right.
why.
Like his comedy
Is that
got
why he
super
went
depressed and
downhill?
dark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
And his brother stole a bunch of money from him. That would probably
Yeah, that would do it for me too.
yeah.
I mean, because I didn't even know I had a brother.
Yeah, that would be crazy if you found out you had a brother and he was stealing millions from you. And you didn't even know you had millions.
That's right.
It was his
Ignorance
twin
is
brother
bliss.
separated at birth.
Do you just know this stuff, Patrick, or are you looking it up? You know about some Dane Cook?
Yeah, he's part of the fan club.
I run the fan club and yeah.
He's got a button.
Yeah, if you look up his brother, he looks identical. Like it's like a total snapped episode.
Is his name Rain Cook?
It's Rame Uncooked.
Rame.
Ray Raw.
It's
Rain-
Stain Cook.
No, his real name is Shane.
Nuh-uh. Shane Cook?
Cute.
Shane and Dane?
Yeah,
Blaine
Shane-
Cook? Shane, Dane, and Blaine.
No way. It is not.
Look it up. It's Shane.
Shane.
I don't believe it. I refuse to look it up. I'm not going to give you this one, Patrick. I'm not going to let you win.
Well, you better look it up. Guys, how do you feel about laughing at Nazis?
Let's
I'm
do
down
it.
with it.
How do you feel about making jokes about Nazis?
Sure.
Cool with it.
A couple of Mel Brooks movies that
Yes.
did some good stuff there.
Well, then I guess it's okay for
So
us.
the first joke depiction of Hitler to be released in the United States was actually the Three Stooges. Mo Howard
Mhm.
played. All the Three Stooges were Jews. They were all Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
He played Hitler in a couple of their shorts that they did. So that's how far back making fun of Hitler goes back to fucking World War. Well, actually,
And keep in mind, it
before
was
the
really
U.S.
close.
entered. This was before the U.S. even entered World War II. They were making okay. So here is I sent Steve a link. Count Dankula.
Count
This is
Dank.
Count Dankula.
Nice.
You listen to that name. Do you
Nice.
think he's serious? A name like Count Dankula.
All right. Wait. Oh, here. Let me...
This is sort of a somebody kind of clipped together his video. He kind of started with his own speech. We're gonna skip this dude's speech and just play Count Dankula's bit because his original video is not on YouTube. Here we go.
All right. So here we go.
My girlfriend is always ranting and raving about how cute and adorable her wee dog is. And so I thought I would turn them into the least cute thing that I could think of, which is a Nazi. Buddha, do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Mum will gas the juice, son. You want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Come on, gas the juice. Come on, gas the juice, son. Come on. Do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Gas the juice? Juice. It's time to get up now, Buddha. It's time to get up. Do I gas the juice?
Ausgekehlt wurde von dem leichten Zeug, das sie bejaht und hinten gegangen. Heute müssen wir selbst...
Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
For the listeners, he's talking to a pug, a little dog pug.
It's doing a little
Gas the
Nazi,
juice?
and every time he says Jews,
Gas the juice?
he looks at him and then starts freaking
Do I
out.
gas the
Yeah.
juice?
We can stop it there,
Yeah,
Steve.
right
Buddha.
now.
Do I gas the
Just guess the Jews.
You just say you want to gas the Jews. It's his version of like you want to go outside. It looks
Did
like.
you hear? I mean, at the very beginning, he explains it. He
Yeah.
said, my girlfriend loves this dog. It's so fucking cute. I can't stand it. I'm gonna make it the most evil, terrible thing I could think of. I'm gonna make it a Jew. Or a Jew. All Right's favorite podcast right here. He says, I'm gonna make it a Nazi. And so anytime he says Jew, the dog gets excited, like you're about to give it a treat. And then when he says Sieg Heil, the dog lifts its paw up into the air, like it's doing a little
dog was watching
like
Hitler
it's doing
speeches.
a little
Yeah.
Nazi salute. So this guy did this video a few years ago, and he got charged under a law in Scotland about harassment over electronic communication. He was just convicted a few weeks ago and fined like £800, which is like it's like $1,200. I really just want to tie that into today. This guy Tommy Robinson. Now Tommy Robinson is he has a YouTube channel. He does activism. He does news reports, and basically his thing is he is a anti-immigration, like open immigration activist in the UK, because UK has kind of had this policy of just everything is open completely, and you can't criticize Islam at all. If you criticize Islam, you can get arrested for that in any way. And so what happened was there are these multiple cases. There's one in Telford in London, in England, and then there was another one in name of some other town I can't remember. There's a couple of these of Muslim rape gangs. What they do is they take Western women and they kidnap them and drug them, and they keep them for months at a time as basically sex slaves, because to them, Western women, if you're not Muslim, then you're like less than dirt. And there was literally, in this Telford case, we're talking like 1,000 women over like 10, 15 years that they had done this to, and this huge thing got busted open. And the thing is, the UK government, they downplay it, they try to ignore it. The police don't they don't want to go after these people all the time. They ignore reports of this stuff because they don't want to be seen as racist.
Mm-hmm.
You speak out against this kind of stuff, you can be called racist, and you can actually go to jail for hate crimes. So this was just, I think it was either this morning or yesterday morning. I just heard about it this evening. This guy, Tommy Robinson, on another time, he was reporting a case on this same topic, and he got arrested and charged for disrupting the peace, basically, is what they used. Again, they were at court, and he was outside the courthouse in the street, and he was basically just live streaming, talking about the case, and he was reading from news reports that not him, not the local newspaper where this happened. He was reading those reports, and suddenly he gets arrested, and we're playing the video right now of him being carried off. So he was arrested, immediately taken into court. He was charged and then convicted immediately, and for 13 months in prison. And then they did this sort of, and I don't know exactly how it works, the media blackout. There are certain things that the media can say about it, and then there are certain things they can't. The judge has made a ruling that there are certain aspects that cannot be reported on, and I'm unclear on that because I heard a lot of people saying like it's illegal to talk about, but I have seen news reports in England about it. But also people are saying, well, certain reports were deleted online. But basically, he has literally gone into a black hole. And the thing is, this guy he's about guarding the borders into the UK, and he's about, hey, if there are these groups of people doing these things, it's okay to criticize it. It doesn't mean we're racist. It's that we don't believe in Sharia law. We don't believe in Muslim laws taking control of the United Kingdom. We believe in the individual freedom. We have a certain ideal, a certain British culture that we want to uphold. And those things are basically saying that kind of stuff. You can be arrested. Well, this guy now, he's put into prison, and guess what's predominantly going on in the prisons in the UK? It's Muslim gangs.
Really?
Yeah. And there are people now saying like he's probably not going to come out of there. Like he was already in prison at another time, and he got beaten up pretty bad. And so this guy he was literally just taken off the street and then shunted into prison for over a year. And
what's his charge? I was listening to it earlier. That it was disrupting the peace, or
yeah, it was like causing a public disturbance that could lead to violence.
He said all he was doing was like citing other news reports.
Yeah, he was streaming.
He was doing a live stream news report outside the courthouse, right?
Basically, yeah, he had a sentence that was commuted. It was, and then they came back and basically said, "You violated whatever, and now we're putting you."
Watch this.
Oh,
You've all watched this.
oh.
You've all watched this.
See what he says.
Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off
Yes.
your live
Can
feed?
you get me a solicitor?
Just turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah.
Somebody get him a solicitor because he's going.
Other than a breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a breach of the peace, is what they were saying.
It's kind of like inciting a riot.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it'd be nice to see the video before, but
Where's the riot?
yeah, where's the riot?
I would just say that's the equivalent of our law. I would.
Yeah.
And streaming, yeah, but the thing is, and this is why I wanted to call this podcast Verbal Assault. It's about that freedom of speech and the freedom to insult people. Making a joke about Nazis. Yeah. Like that guy when Count Dankulous got convicted of that, the judge literally told him that his context didn't matter. He said, we found somebody that was offended and your context does not matter.
See, and that shit scares me real bad right there, because the way that it's set up, and I know that this is, it's different countries, but we've got our judicial branch. They're supposed to be sort of the logical, the ones that use reason to splice between,
they're supposed to make sure the other branches stay within constitutional law.
Right. They're supposed to they're supposed to say what the Constitution says. I mean, whatever they call it. They probably don't call it a Constitution, but yeah, they're supposed to translate what it says. And I mean, the fact that, like, I would think a judge would be the one to be like, okay, guys, this is ridiculous, right? This is totally going against the spirit of our Constitution or whatever they call it over there. Like, obviously, it's going against it. Even if if you go by the letter, yeah, it falls in within the boundaries of this law, but it's obviously ridiculous, and the context totally matters. Otherwise, where's humor?
Yeah, the UK has no laws protecting free speech. Not really.
They don't have like a First Amendment.
They don't have anything like that. And what they have is now they have more recent hate speech laws that you can insert any. If a judge wants to insert a joke or a police department wants to arrest you, and this is like this guy I follow, one of the best people on YouTube, Sargon of Akkad, who lives in UK. He's got almost 1 million subscribers. He's like, hey, I know everybody's talking about this Tommy Robinson thing, but I can't talk about it. I have a family and I don't want to get in trouble. So instead, I'm going to have a video about the prison system. And basically, he then just talked about the Muslim gangs in prison systems and how they're radicalized. And, he basically talked around the issue to say, hey, Tommy he's in a bad place right now.
That's actually really good that he did that, because it's another aspect of it, and maybe it'll help him get help soon. Yeah.
So this is why I harp on this free speech stuff, even if you might first look at it and go, you're overblowing that thing. Well, we don't want it to get to that place here. So that's why I point to the example in the UK and say, look at what happened to this guy that told a joke with his pug doing some goofy Nazi shit. Look at that. Fucking Mo Howard from the Three Stooges, almost 100 damn years ago, was making fun of Hitler, acting like Hitler, doing his full speech and making fun of him. He would have been treated the same way. This guy, a Jew, making fun of Hitler. So that's why I harp on this stuff.
I want to hear from the person that said they were offended by his video and see what they have to say for themselves.
Here's the thing. Nobody complained to the police department about Count Dankulous.
Really?
What happened is the police department saw it. Somebody didn't like it, so they went around to different Jews and showed them the video and said, you don't like this, do you? Do you like this? And they found one that said they didn't like it, so then they used them as the complainant to then go and arrest him.
And then
that is what happened.
And then that person was willing to show up in court and testify against them?
I don't know about that, but that's the story. That's what I have gathered from hearing various people talk about this issue.
It blows my mind what people are willing to do to other people for nothing. I mean, there's no reasonable person that is actually offended by that, and even if you are, that actually thinks that you need to do serious jail time for something. Well, Dankley, you said he was.
He's fined. He's fined, and he has said that he's not going to pay it.
Okay.
He's going to try to legally fight it because he doesn't want it. He wants to appeal it because he doesn't want that to go down as, hey, somebody got convicted of telling a joke. So he's trying to fight it, is what's happening. But he said he's basically prepared to go to jail for it.
Man.
I mean, if I was in the fucking UK right now, I mean, people need to be in the streets right now going crazy about this kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's
scary shit, man. I mean,
we're almost there. We're real close.
We still have a constitution that protects us. The thing, what we're dealing with now is more just the social ostracization, the media and the social media.
Yeah, the price you pay socially. Yeah.
Like this guy I talked about a couple weeks ago, Diversity in Comics, him just criticizing, one comic book creator that happens to be trans, and because he does that now, he's a bigot, basically.
Right.
There's such an increase in the propensity for the quote unquote fake news, and that is going to ratchet up, and it's going to continue to ratchet up. And then you've got the divisions already, where people, once they've heard this message enough times, they can understand and wrap their mind around it. So now they become part of this message. So you've got greater divisions, and just like anything else that we have of our civil liberties, or shall I say our just our general liberties, either through fear or through intimidation or what have you, we give up a little bit of our liberties each time because we feel more comfortable with it. And if this message is promulgated throughout our society, eventually it's going to become a symptom of our reality.
Yeah.
And before you know it, there's going to be, well, these are fake news people, and these are what we feel as news people that are worthy. And then nobody's going to agree, so they will establish a bureau or some kind of, that's Russia has it, the Ministry of Information, so to speak, and we will willingly create such an entity.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to be like that, but okay, so we have Snopes, and Snopes is pretty well trusted for fact checking, as far as I can tell. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever heard someone just try to say that Snopes is bullshit, that it that they show favoritism or anything like that. So I think it's possible to have a place online that can sift through and actually, okay, so did you guys hear about Elon's tweet this week, how he wants to create a website that ranks media outlets as well as individual reporters based on their trustworthiness?
Yeah.
Great. But don't you guys see, that's where it begins.
But we have
it's just like the film industry, guys. I mean, the film industry rates makes the ratings for the movies, and it's the same industry that rates its own. It's just like natural vitamins. I mean, it's.
I see what you're aiming at, but I'm disagreeing with you, Dave, because what Elon Musk is talking about is individuals going in and rating these things. It's not, hey, we're going to have a government control that comes down and says you can't say this or say that. And that's the kind of, like, Trump has made those comments that are like, hey, I don't really like the sound of that.
But can't you wrap your mind around that being the impetus, the genesis, the kernel of the framework that it begins from?
Can you also wrap your mind around the fact that that would also perhaps stave off such a thing if people have a voice to say, hey, this is bullshit. And it's really just taking people's things and, putting them together like fucking Rotten Tomatoes and saying, hey, this is this.
And then certain voters have more credibility and more weight in their vote. So, like, people like us, we'd be more like on Reddit, where they have upvotes and downvotes. So on Reddit, Reddit tends way towards the liberal, right? But that's, I guess, it's just the demographic of the people that use it. So they tend to upvote things. What you do find that there is a lot of truth that's upvoted. Like, crazy conspiracies don't get upvoted on Reddit. Okay, like if there is a scientist doing an Ask Me Anything, or actually any, like, under the Ask Science subreddit, like, the things that get upvoted are the things that are credible, right? So there's kind of a beginning framework where people who, I guess, really pride themselves, maybe knowing stuff or being able to sift through the bullshit can upvote. But if you took kind of that framework and added voters that have some level of credibility, where our votes count for this much, but then you have people, and I don't know who they would be. Obviously, there'd be a debate on who gets to be the credible voters that decide who is trustworthy and who's not. But there is a way, and we have to. I mean, there is the danger that we could go down this path where it could be all controlled by one entity. But it's almost that's a chance we have to take, because information is growing, and everybody, more and more people every day are getting online, and we're doing what we can to get more and more people that have never even been on the internet online. And we need to have a way. I mean, I feel like most of us are pretty level-headed, and all of our experiences online, we've kind of gotten good at discerning what's true and what's bullshit, and sometimes we just don't know. But it gets kind of scary sometimes when you're reading articles you've never heard of this reporter or this particular website or something, and you're not sure, is this an opinion piece or are they actually speaking in fact? And I would really like for us to at least give it a shot of having some kind of framework that can say we are 90% sure that this is true, or we found this many errors in what they said in this article or something like that.
I just don't get how do we know that we can trust the people's opinions? Like, I just don't understand why we would trust them and not the articles inherently. Why would we trust some other guy that says, oh, this one's
It's
good?
like this. It's like if somebody like Richard Dawkins or Bill Nye or Neil deGrasse Tyson or
Anybody.
the late Carl Sagan, there's a handful of people that I've found throughout the years that I know that when they're talking about science, I can trust what they're saying, because I sure as hell don't know it all. So you kind of have to find people that you can trust what they say and kind of latch onto them. And as you follow them, you might find things that were a little off. Like Michio Kaku, I used to have a lot of respect for him, and then there was some kind of out there shit he was talking about, and talking about it as if it was fact, and it kind of brought me back. And a lot of people, there was a big backlash, and I of course can't remember what it was that he said. But it happens. You can have these people that you trust that always speak the truth, and then they can waver. We are all humans, but if you can at least find the ones that are trying to give you the truth, the objective truth, then it's good to guide the other people, because most people have not found that group of reporters or talking heads or whoever that they know they can trust. All they know, they've got their Bill O'Reillys or their fucking CNN people, fucking what's the guy's name? The guy with the gray hair.
Anderson.
Yeah. So you have these people that are always talking about different shit, but it's nice when you have people that talk about very specific things, and you can go to them, and you know that they're going to always tell you the truth about this subject.
Well, the idea, it's like I don't look for anybody to always tell me the truth, because they themselves don't know what the absolute truth is.
Right.
But the thing is, with an idea like with what Elon Musk is saying, is just to say, okay, here is where specifically this reporter made an outright lie. Here is what he said, and here's the proof that showed that they lied about that, and that's it.
And then also have something, this is where they recanted,
Yeah.
You can follow the whole line.
Right, and then you can look at it yourself. It's not just we're just going to trust whatever they say no matter what. It's the idea is there's just a thread of evidence there where you can go in and check and say, oh, yeah, this person said this, well, and then they admitted that they were wrong about it. Okay, cool, great, fine, Mm-hmm. And this kind of ties into what I was talking about with that Jawbreakers story with Diversity in Comics a couple weeks ago. That guy So there's a guy, I think I mentioned him, Mark Waid, who is he's at the top at Marvel. He's one of the top comic book artists. He's done everything. He's been out there forever, for decades. What he did, because of these accusations, he's one of the top people that has called this guy a bigot and a homophobe and all this bullshit when he's not. And he called Diversity in Comics his publisher. So he was supposed to have this Indiegogo, and then later on, when that was fulfilled, his comic was going to be released in comic book stores there's only one distributor of comics in the US. It's called Diamond. They're the only ones that do it to comic book stores. That's it. He had a publisher that was going to publish through Diamond. Mark Waid openly said on Twitter, he said, or no, it was on Facebook. He said, yeah, I'm going to make a little call to Antarctic Press. That's the name of the company. And I'm just going to make sure they really know who they're dealing with. And then we'll see what they say when they get back to me. So then the guy from Antarctic Press, the owner, called Diversity Comics and said, man, I'm freaking out. I can't handle this kind of, I'm getting calls at my actual work. Like, this guy's a doctor. He does this job like part-time. He has this publishing thing. I'm getting calls at my other job. My job is being threatened. All these people are calling and saying all this shit, saying that I'm a racist and all this stuff. And he backed out of the deal. And the funny thing is, that's really against the law to do that. That's called tortious interference. That's if you're a competitor, your competitor wants to, if you have let's say you have a pizza shop and then you have a competitor open up next door and you call the pizza shop company. You call the trucking company, the one that delivers there, and you say, hey, this shop's opening up. It wouldn't really be good for you to work with them. Whatever reason. It's basically a mafia tactic to squelch any kind of competition. So he's going to get sued in the next week, basically. But the point is that it has now become so difficult to just be in certain circles. There are different circles, different places. Like in UK, you can't talk out against this immigration policy. It's very difficult. In comic books, you can't be conservative in any way or you get called a bigot, which is kind of the same thing in the video game press. If you come out and you criticize certain aspects of a game and it comes out as being insensitive, you're going to get blackballed for that. So this is sort of where free speech is now in the US. It's not so far dealing with the legal system, but it's dealing with these people who are basically lying and they're misconstruing what your point is, and they're basically trying to paint you as a racist, bigot, homophobe, all these things.
That's what they're doing to Sam Harris too.
Yeah, Sam Harris
I watched a video of an interview with him on I think it was CNN, maybe not. And yeah, he was just talking to a Muslim, and he could I can't remember what the guy's name was or what his affiliation was, but he could not talk about the issue. He could only talk about how Sam Harris was a bigot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's he's friends and did a book with Majid Nawaz, who is a Muslim.
That's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Muslim reformist, and they've called him a bigot. They've called him a bigot against his own religion.
And it's all because they're just trying to point out that the Islam faith has things in it that set it out from other religions that are particularly violent.
It needs reform.
Yeah, it needs reform. Yeah, it's not saying that you guys can't be Muslim anymore, but it's just like, Christians, while they haven't done away with the Old Testament, they definitely don't do things like they did in the Old Testament.
They don't take it that seriously.
Exactly.
They really don't. Yeah, they.
And Sam Harris's argument was, he's like, I'm not asking you to denounce anything, but at least be honest in saying that this doctrine, even though it, certain things that we're talking about may not be in the Quran. I can't. What's the name of the other book that they look to that has other things in it, and they take it?
That's Jewish.
No.
The Hadith.
There it is. Yeah, he says, but it's in the Hadith, but you're acting like it's not in there. at all. It's like there's no basis for us to say that this is a Muslim belief and this is why they're doing this. He's trying to get them to address the real issue, that it is in their doctrines and they need reform. But they don't even want to go. So it's like you would think that you'd be coming to this table like, hey, my Muslim brother, well, I guess you wouldn't say brother, but, Muslim friend, surely you can understand how this is a problem and we need to reform this, right? And they're like, how dare you? How dare you say there's anything wrong in the Muslim faith? And then what do you say? Now you have to backtrack and you have to bring forth a huge argument about how, okay, it's in the Hadith and they just keep saying, no, it's not in the Quran. Okay, it's not in the Quran. It's in this other book that you take. It's just like in Catholicism, you've got the Bible and you also have the Catechism.
Yeah.
And there's lessons that you learn in the Catechism that maybe aren't in the Bible, but you still take them seriously. That's kind of what I was thinking whenever he kept mentioning, well, there's the Hadith, and he kept wanting to ignore it. I'm like, well, doesn't Catholicism, they've got this other book too that they go by.
Yeah, there's a huge problem. We're gonna go to Bekah pretty soon here to just cap it all off. There is a huge problem with, and it seems to be on the left, this idea that if you really disagree with somebody, you can't talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't. Oh, you're a Nazi. I can't talk to you.
Right.
No, I'll talk to a Nazi. I would love to interview a neo-Nazi. I think that would be very interesting. It doesn't mean I endorse that person.
Right.
And I can sit here and criticize them and argue with them, and that's fine. That's happened like to people we've already mentioned tonight. Sargon of Akkad, he literally got labeled as a neo-Nazi for arguing with neo-Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you had a conversation with them, so obviously you're giving them a platform. You're giving a platform to say their ideas. No, everybody should be able to speak their ideas.
Yeah. We're kind of getting into this thing where everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
it seems like I'm hearing a lot lately. Don't even bother. You'll never change their mind. And I think a lot of it is flat Earth theory, but it could be conspiracies of any kind, or it could just be a political view, or they could be a neo-Nazi. And I think it's dangerous when we just assume that whatever wrong opinion someone else has, there's no way you'll ever get through to them, so don't even try. Because, well, then where does that leave us? We don't
fighting.
Huh?
It doesn't leave you with anything,
Yeah.
but at the point fighting about it.
Right,
Physical.
exactly. Yeah, then it just turns physical.
The worst thing we can do is stop talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want to say on this? Bekah,
You caught me drawing a
you drawing it
Triforce.
out on your, you drawing out your answer on your chair?
Unity is found in the Triforce.
Yeah. Bekah, you had something for us tonight.
Yeah, I did.
Going a totally different direction.
100% 180 here. I think you guys have a couple of stories to tell, don't you? We have 1 to 2 sentence horror stories to tell.
I just came up with 2.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. Patrick went away for a minute, left the room, and now he's back with those.
Oh, I wrote it before I went to the bathroom. So
Patrick got to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I
punctuated
walked away.
run-on sentences.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Long
let's start.
punctuated runs.
Let's start with see what Patrick's got.
Okay, let's see. First one is a vivisected fetus dog terrorizes a retirement home in Florida.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would definitely be scared.
The second one is Clam Monster Man roams from shore to shore, clamping teens to death.
Clam Monster Man.
Wow.
Clamping.
Okay.
You hear it coming. Run.
That's the 2 I came up with.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got one. It goes something like this. That house at the end of the street always creeped her out, like there were bodies in the basement. Until one night, she went in the house and found out she was right. There were bodies in the basement.
Very good. It resolved itself.
Yeah.
It was a whole story in 2 sentences. That's what I wanted. Dave?
All right. The pain had been there for days, a dull ache punctuated by sporadic bursts of the sharper variation. Today, right now, it's different. Outrageous, angry pain. And this time, she sees something moving under the skin.
Jesus.
Wow.
That was so good.
Wow.
Nathan?
All right.
His tongue licked his own skull. He liked it.
Wow.
Whoa.
Bekah? Bekah?
I woke up alone as usual to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. The seat was warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either a girl ghost or a guy ghost that had to shit.
Those are your only 2 options.
Or you don't remember
Yeah.
that you were just there.
In your
See?
sleep.
And this right here is what we're going to be moving on
I
to
went
in our
to-
next segment.
I woke up alone as usual. I went to jerk off.
As
My-
usual.
My penis was warm.
Okay, so I knew that you guys would be great at this, and I knew that you'd be able to take it to the next level and let your mind continue to wander with these stories. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to read like a very short description of a movie, and you are going to, I'm just going to read them and let you guys pick. If you have a good one that instantly comes to mind, just go with it.
Uh-huh.
Just tell me what you can about this movie. Who's going to
Okay.
direct it? Who's going to star in it? How's
Okay,
it going to end?
okay.
So these are movies that are already made.
No,
They're
They're not.
Hypothetical.
movies.
Yes.
Movies you
creating
wanna
a movie.
see.
Okay. I like
So,
this.
and we have to decide, is this going to be one of those like weird, goofy comedies? Is this going to be one of those weird Wes Anderson movies or, Quentin Tarantino style? Like just whatever you see for this movie. If you
Alright.
get something good in your head, just take off.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
For a creative type essay, you reluctantly choose weaponized time travel for your topic. When submitting it online a minute before the deadline, you are hit with a 100% plagiarism match to a dissertation made in 1941. You pick time travel as your topic, and when you insert your essay, you get hit with 100% plagiarism from 1941.
All right. Elijah Wood is he's the writer.
The
The writer.
writer. Oh.
He's
Good.
the main character. Yeah, Elijah Wood. And then it's
It's gonna be directed by the dude who did Seven.
yes.
What's in a box?
That's good.
See, well,
Morgan Freeman narrates.
He's the teacher. He's a professor.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's actually harassing all the women in the movie.
He periodically has like a voiceover kind of narration role, though.
Yeah, because he's good at that.
Yeah, he narrates for Elijah Wood, and that's when
You think
turned
he
out
do you think
When
like,
everything went wrong.
you think Morgan Freeman like narrated his own sexual harassment? He's like,
he came out with an apology.
like-
I don't know if he's
I lifted up her skirt.
Okay.
What I found was very tender.
It reminded me of my young school days.
Why are those panties in the way?
Soundtrack. I have the soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the soundtrack in this weird ass Elijah Wood produced movie is like big, like circusy sounding
Circuit.
with lots of
Circus
percussion
sounding.
and the big cymbals and stuff. It's like that big swishy circusy sounding music. That's going to be the majority of the soundtrack of this.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Alright,
Elijah Wood.
That's a
Morgan
movie I would
Freeman.
watch. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it? Okay, here's one, and I'm hoping that you guys want to go in the direction that I think we should go for this one. Long ago, the legendary sword Excalibur was melted down and lost to history. The mythical blade steel ended up in your butter knife with all its magical properties intact.
Jim Carrey stars.
Okay.
Because there's going to be some antics with the butter knife coming to life, naturally.
Excalibur do that?
Well, it's
We're not talking about the cartoon version, bro.
well, no. What happened was around the same time, and actually in the same foundry, I think they were also melting down Freddy's claws.
Freddy's. Oh.
You know, and they got mixed together.
Yeah.
And so that whoever wields this butter knife is not only the king, you know, and Excalibur with all the powers that come with that, they also embody Freddy.
It can only do it when people are sleeping.
I just want to.
I think
Yeah, someone has to be sleeping somewhere for them to be able to do this.
it needs to speak in the voice of Chucky.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to see Jim Carrey take this knife and then
Hold it up.
No. He's inserting it into a fresh county crock, whatever.
Yeah.
Country crock. Butter.
I don't do margarine.
Yeah.
Oh. County.
Guys, county and country aren't that different of a word.
Just a landmass, a little different.
My joke's ruined.
I kind of
no.
been into it where it
I want to see. Hold on.
Get it.
I want to see him insert the knife into the fucking butter and then not be able to pull it out. Okay.
Oh.
God damn it!
Yeah.
God damn it! That was a joke I was trying to tell. Shit.
That's what I was wanting to say too. I was wanting to see like a group of people
Dang
come
it,
up
yeah.
and try to
Trying
take it
pull
out.
And then
Take
like,
it
oh,
out.
have to melt it. And then everybody's like, whoa, Jim Carrey, he's funny.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, he's like struggling with pulling the butter knife out of the butter. Oh, it's hilarious.
Full on physical comedy,
Yeah.
long arms, and he falls over.
It'll be
Yes, yeah.
Just like that.
Man,
His neck's like really long,
Yeah.
super long. What a stupid fucking movie. I'd never watch that.
what would it be called?
Stupid butter movie.
County Crock.
County Crock, stupid butter movie.
Wait, here's a picture of him in the movie.
What about Arthur Almighty?
This is a picture.
There he is.
Arthur Almighty. That's what we should do.
Yeah, Arthur
got his-
Almighty.
He's got his
the
butter.
third.
He's trying to melt his butter on the beach. He's getting out in the sun. So what do I do? I'm gonna the sun power.
He's got the speedos on.
It's a metal blade.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Take
I'll
a
take it out in
blowtorch
the
to
sun.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it with it being the third.
Look at his
Of it,
freaking
like-
neck in that picture, man.
I can see the tagline.
This is so photoshopped.
No way.
Look at
No.
his neck.
No. It's not Photoshop, bro.
He looks like an
He is that
alien from
long.
fucking Men in Black,
Yeah.
bro.
No, he does not. He looks
I
like
can
Jim
see-
Carrey.
Haven't you ever seen
Look at
Fire
that neck.
Marshal Bill?
Yeah,
He
I
has the
love Fire
longest
Marshal.
fucking neck. in
Let me
history.
tell you about my time.
What about that?
Yeah.
The tagline for the movie.
For all you all listening, yeah, you need to be watching.
You need to be watching this shit here. You might see something like that. Who knows?
Just Photoshop.
Patrick, what's the tagline for the movie?
He had enough time playing God. Now he wants to be King Arthur.
Very good.
Now he wants to be king.
Arthur Almighty. Okay.
All
So,
right,
next
one
one.
more of these.
One more. No freaking way.
What?
Here-
What? Huh?
so many good ones. Okay, this one I think is really good. This one's probably gonna be a little more serious. Okay, it is 3 a.m. An
3
official.
a.m. I must be lonely.
We've got the soundtrack. An official phone alert wakes you up. It says, "Do not look at the moon." You have hundreds of notifications. Hundreds of random numbers are sending, "It's a beautiful night tonight. Look outside."
Sounds awful.
Oh.
So you've got hundreds of
This is
random
like-
people telling you to go outside and look at the sky. And you have one official, like Amber Alert official text that says, "Do not look at the moon."
This is like Invasion of the Bone
Yeah.
Snatchers.
Yeah,
or anything. Oh yeah, I like it.
All right, so who is in this movie? It's going to have...
It's in this movie.
There's got to be an
clap.
ensemble cast. There's got to be multiple people that receive this official alert. And
Mel Gibson.
It feels like a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
No, it's M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan has to direct this movie.
Okay.
Mel Gibson is a favorite of his, huh? He should be in it. So this is the group of people that listened to the text and did not look at the moon.
So yeah, it's
So-
gonna be a family. He'll be Mel
But his
Gibson.
wife did.
Oh yeah.
His wife looked
It's
at the
Tom
moon.
Cruise, man.
No, it's Mel
His wife-
Gibson.
His wife is Tom Cruise.
His wife is Grace Jones. Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah, no, wait, that's her.
Great. Wait, Nancy Grace.
Yeah, we'll just go with Nancy Grace.
Yeah, that's
Who's Grace Jones?
Grace Jones she was a singer, and she was this crazy woman in Conan the Destroyer. Black chick, she screams a lot.
Oh,
She sings
yeah.
Stick
Song
Around.
called
Okay.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yep, she was
where
real
my-
big in the '90s, in the '80s.
I like Grace Jones.
All right, so in this movie, there's also going to have to be that conspiracy guy. You know, the guy that lives in the trailer.
I mean, Woody Harrelson is the first person that comes to mind.
Ron Howard's brother.
Willem Dafoe.
There you go. I like that better.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's too typecast. I like Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is pretty typecast too, though.
Not as like the
I got-
crank guy, like, right?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie
Oh,
Murphy.
damn.
Okay.
Eddie
The
Murphy,
conspiracy guy is Eddie Murphy.
Hey man, don't look at that moon down there. Don't look at that moon.
Listen to you.
I've been saying this for years.
Dead bird. Dead bird. Gonna put it on you. Gonna put it on you.
Don't put that bird on me.
What the hell is this?
Damn it, that's almost verbatim.
What the hell just happened?
Who's gonna put the dead bird on me?
Murphy.
We're doing some Eddie Murphy Raw or Delirious. I can't remember which.
Delirious.
Delirious, yeah.
Was
That
he
was
making
his
fun of
first
a little
one.
kid or something?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
talking about the neighborhood that would go around with the dead bird and would tease girls with it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like you don't even have to like pick it up. You just have to anything that has touched it. Just put a napkin on it. It's a dead bird, or like take a stick and stick it in the doo doo. Doo doo, gonna put it on you. Put it on you.
Should listen to the whole.
To make fun of me for saying stop. doing something.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Okay. Well, can we please do one more? It's going to be so good.
Okay. If
Okay.
you insist.
But
What?
okay.
What?
What's wrong, Dave?
But okay.
I mean, the sky's going to clear up. I don't want to have to look at the moon when I leave.
Oh,
Okay, so this will be our last one. We'll wrap it up with this one. A woman has been dating guy after guy, but it never seems to work out. She's unaware that she's actually been dating the same guy over and over, a shapeshifter who's fallen for her and is certain he's going to get it right this time. Okay.
Melissa
So-
McCarthy.
No way.
Melissa
This is
McCarthy
not-
and Bill Murray.
Yep.
No way.
Hmm.
Who directed that movie?
Judd Apatow.
No, but see, we have to have a different actor for each version
Right,
of him.
that's
So we have a
exactly-
Bill
Jack
Murray
Black.
version, a Jack Black. Yeah, definitely a Jack Black version.
Um,
Fucking Rob Schneider. Maybe he's the Rob Schneider is Patient Zero.
Yeah.
He's the original.
He's no.
Yeah, he's the original dude.
He's not charming enough
and
for
he's
that.
Luke Ferrigno.
Exactly.
No,
he's
this-
not charming.
This
That's the
dude
point.
has to be shitty but still charming because in the end she's gonna fall in love with him anyway.
No, it's because he's not charming, and he figures it out over time, over hundreds of trial and error of
He
terrible
learns
dates.
to be charming.
Yeah, he has to learn to be.
But it can't be Rob Schneider.
Why
It's just
can't
one
Rob
of the
Schneider
people.
be charming?
He's got no redeeming qualities.
Whoa, man! Why'd you have to open up? Oh,
I'm
man.
going to disagree with you and say watch Surf Ninjas.
Yeah.
Watch
Corey
Surf Ninjas.
Feldman.
And make
Corey
sure
Feldman.
when
Yeah,
you watch
alright.
Surf Ninjas, you're eating tuna and crackers because that'll make a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicolas Cage. That can be her dad. No.
This is Nicolas Cage is
Mm.
too big for this
No.
movie. Too big.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno needs to be in it.
Look for
Lou
no.
Ferrigno.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan.
He's one of
Makes a
them.
cameo.
he just walks in and tells Rob Schneider to clean his room, and then he walks out. That's the whole thing.
That chick from John Wick 2 and Orange is the New Black that's a lesbian.
There's a lot of lesbians in that show.
It's the
It's a
only one
woman's
that was in
prison.
John Wick 2.
Shaved sides of head.
No.
Was she also from that '70s show?
I don't even watch it.
No, not that.
The Australian
No.
chick with all the tattoos. She's
Oh.
one of the shapeshifter
She plays a dude.
personality.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say when she first appeared on the show, I did not trust her.
Well, good for you. That's a good.
I just want to say that when she appeared on the show, I was clueless. I didn't know there.
Yeah.
No.
All right,
Wait a minute, but who's the woman?
right. Well, he said Melissa McCarthy, but I'm not feeling
Oh
it.
yeah, Melissa
I'm thinking Drew Barrymore,
Drew Barrymore is a good one.
but she also really
Ju-
sucks, and I don't like her at all.
I
Julie
love Drew Barrymore.
Binns.
I know who it
Isn't that
is.
Who?
Sinead O'Connor.
Grace Jones.
Nope.
Everybody give me a blank stare again.
I know who she was.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart.
It's gonna be a Lifetime movie. So it could be her or that chick Deborah Messing with the curly hair from Will and Grace.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Okay.
Or Shirley Temple.
No,
From
no,
the grave,
no.
Shirley
the
Temple.
chick that was in Curly Sue, that's like the brother of Jesse Eisenberg, who's like actually famous now. She was in the Pepsi commercials when she was a kid.
Of course.
The
You guys
girl
remember
that
her?
played Matilda.
Yeah. Mara Wilson.
All
Is that her
grown
name?
up.
Yeah.
Or the chick that played My Girl, that played
Oh,
on My Girl.
wow.
She'd be good.
She would
All
be good. I tell you what, Drew Barrymore was hot in E.T.
Stop it.
Ew.
Look, I was her age when that came out, okay? It makes it okay.
But now you're not.
Oh, that's right.
right.
He's just trying to get us flagged on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're gonna get us Morgan Freeman over here.
Man, I forgot about Morgan Freeman.
Was he on the list? That we
Oh,
made?
on the list we made.
Yeah.
The list we made.
Oh, the death list. I still
Well,
have
Not the
that.
death list, the sexual.
List. I thought we made a Me Too list.
I could have seen somebody saying Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Although I've heard that
No.
shit about him
We
before.
did not
Yeah.
say him. But I don't. I'd have to dig through some papers to see if we could find the.
Yeah. Dig through the files.
Is this? Are we going to come back to this? Or
We can bring it up later.
Just actually no. If you flip through the pages close to the mic, it fills the air. You know, so it's like Rush Limbaugh does that shit, right? He just flips the pages. Yeah.
He's
He's the king of that.
yeah.
He just like takes it and like whips it. I don't have any paper. nearby.
Yeah, he's like tapping them on the desk, you know, ruffling the pages.
Let's knock on the.
Yeah, I don't have anything that will do that.
Morgan Freeman, I want to be honest with you. It would be nice, but
yeah, I
All
just
right,
don't
I
see
what
it.
we're doing. That's
I
what
hope
Stephen
it's-
Kegel says. What are we doing? What's
What are
going on?
Trying to find out if Morgan
we're in the
Freeman
middle
was
of-
on our
we're in the
list.
middle of fucking show right now.
What do you mean? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I
I
don't
know what we're doing.
I
were
don't
watching-
think he understood where we were going with the game.
Oh, Maybe he just jumped back in or
Yeah.
something.
You need to be watching
That
consistently.
would make sense.
You can't just jump.
Okay.
Becca, you're gonna have to leave that. Give us one more of these real quick, and then we're gonna close the show. You're
Oh,
gonna
we're
have to
gonna
leave.
do another one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave the flipping. We can't. We're done flipping.
Okay. A seemingly bottomless pit was found for which the depth can't be determined. Over time, scores of people began using it to illegally dump trash. Many have jumped in, while others jumped believing that they'll find life's answers within it. Today, we learn the truth about the hole.
Okay, this movie has actually been done.
Okay, we'll just do a
We
different
did
one.
see that. We've seen.
Yeah, it was Tom Hanks and Goldie Hawn or somebody, right? Like where they jump in the volcano.
Go versus volcano.
That's yeah, basically.
Okay. Well, if this movie's already been made for, I have one more that we haven't done.
Okay.
Okay. You're vacationing in a city you've never been in before in your life. When you suddenly find yourself in a place that you've seen hundreds of times in your dreams. The person you always see in those
Cocoa
dreams
Beach.
is there too, and they slowly turn around and say, "Is it really you?"
Keanu Reeves.
Good.
Yeah.
Um,
And Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and it's a gay love story.
Yeah.
No.
Set in San
No.
Francisco.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are you hating on Nicholas?
Oh yeah, no, they meet on the bridge. They were both gonna commit suicide, and they meet and they start talking.
They're like, nobody understands us. We're gay in 2018.
Nobody accepts us for who we are.
We're in San Francisco. Nobody gets us.
All I want to do is Uber everywhere. Nobody gets it.
I can't find a bathhouse near me that will satisfy my needs
We can make our own bathhouse, Keanu.
in the afterlife. Let's jump.
Yeah, down in that river down there, or the bay.
You're still flipping pages.
What
When
are
you
we
guys
doing?
are talking, I'm just looking. I don't think it's here. I
It's
think
not. We didn't. Nobody said Morgan Freeman anyway.
True. I knew that.
Listeners, do research on that. Look for that episode. This should be the one at the beginning of the year.
Oh, she's got the list somewhere. I'm sure of it.
I
Yeah.
do. It's just not in this notebook. The table's been moved and cleaned off since then, so it's in here somewhere.
All right.
It's in that hole.
Yeah. So, listeners, if you want to do homework, go back to January, look for that episode, listen to it, and then call us.
Give us a
And-
shout.
Yeah. To let us know if we're right or not.
You could tell us who you think will be the next molester in Hollywood.
I look forward to it.
Oh, I try. Get arrested.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, Weinstein.
Mhm.
Yep. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah, check that out.
And leave us a voicemail at 865-316-6955.
865-316-6955.
All right.
That's it.
Thank-
That's the one.
Oh. We gonna do words of wisdom?
Yeah, Becca.
Or
Tell that
sorry.
Tom.
You thanked Cletus, but you haven't thanked Haywood yet. Does that come after my poem?
I never forget it. Thank you, Haywood Banks,
I never forget it
for
either.
our theme song.
Never forget.
Listen, if Dave is saying deuces, then you say, hey, Haywood Banks, Haywood Banks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I ain't forgetting it. Don't worry about that.
Okay. I have a poem for you. It is called Patrick Has a Story. Getting into the world, disrupting the peace. A spirit, a willingly created entity, uses reason to call the most evil thing it can think of. People with opinions. A good side and evil side cancel each other out. But where's the story? An anticlimactic riot, even with a good actor. But it's not the theater, it's the creator, wouldn't you say?
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for a good podcast. Thank you all, everybody watching online the streams. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah.
1 hour 29 minutes.
Good episode. Yeah.
Yes. I meant to